Hey, good evening, Pull fans. Welcome to Rockwell. This is the 15-year version of the North Iowa Nationals put on by the Rockwell Lions.
We're set and ready on the green Ironman sled. Right of center, test hook in 10,000 pro stock. It'll be Tim Kane out of New Palestine, Indiana. 1066 International, costs the red gambler. Tim Kane did a part of pro stock pulling for close to 30 years. He and son Chris. Now Tractors Chris going toward the 5-0 class on the regional national tour. Region 2 out of Michigan, Ohio, Indiana area. Tim still with the big Charger on it. 680 cubic inch maximum. Component chassis allowed, intercoolers allowed. Turbocharger 6 inches maximum on the exhaust wheel side, on the intake side. Whatever they can make, you can run. 6.1 flat. Good run for Tim. He'll be 330-ish. Not set in stone yet, though. 12 pro stocks scheduled to appear. I think I just saw Tim give a thumbs up, so might be the second test hook of the entire weekend to keep it. And it looks like we're going to bring on the next tractor in pro stock out of Prescott, Iowa, the Workhorse Case IH machine of Rob Russell. Esden Lemke on deck, Brandon Simon in the hole, Julio Ray thinking about it.
Your 2021 Pro Stock champion also won 3 championships in the Super Stock division back in the day when he pulled Super Stock.
And always good-looking tractors for Rob Russell, detailed well. Paint job on this one, miles deep. I mean, if you get a chance to get up close, I mean, it's, I don't know how many layers is in that paint job. It's a lot, and it looks awesome.
For sure. Now, he pulled Super Stock, like I say, back in the 80s and early 90s. Took a break from pulling, raised his family, grew his business, and got the bug again and came back out and won a championship just a couple of years ago.
3:19.29, the lead distance right now. Tim King, the Red Gambler. Rob Russell, the Workhorse. Back to turn things loose and go after it. Rob Russell turning in a huge run. This is going to be a tough pro stock class. I can see that now. It's going to be a big run. It's going to be what's needed to win this.
Coming up next.
354.685, 354.685. Esden Lemke, next generation driver out of Hellenville, Wisconsin. New Generation Plus John Deere machine. We almost this spring were able to put together Esden Lemke, Esden Bartley, and Esden Lane. And Esden, I don't know, I believe Esden Lemke is true about Esden Lemke. It's definitely true about Esden Bartley. They are named for King of Smoke. take a big run to win Pro Stock, and Esden Lepke just proved it. And we're not done. We got 10 more to go. 372.090, 372.090. A little bit of flash fire under the hood, maybe just some of that heat shielding cooking off.
Shout out to the young man named Esden as well. The family down towards the starting line with their young boy named Esden. A lot of Esdens in the house here this evening. Take a look at the replay there. Almost nearly picture perfect Pro Stock pass right there, if I'd say so.
A lot of people believe that woven heat wrap fabric is fireproof. It's not. You get it hot enough, it'll burn. But it does help keep the heat inside the exhaust manifold and in the turbine side of the turbocharger itself. Well, I hope you fans like Pro Stock tractors, because we've got 12 of them here. We've run 3 of them. We're resetting Pro Stock. We're starting over.
It looks like over on the weight transfer machine, almost looking like a half weight, but it could be a full weight. Might be putting a half weight in to the box. Box going to be pretty full for the Pro Stock tractors here in session number 3 of the North Iowa Nationals, presented by Graham Tire. And thank you to Hefty Seeds, your TV sponsor on the weekend. Hefty Seeds at Angry Farmer, the Winter Circle sponsor here all weekend. Make plans to visit the North Iowa Nationals once again in 2024, August 1st through the 3rd. First weekend in August 2024. Put that in your phone calendar tonight.
New test puller will now be Brandon Simon out of Farley, Iowa, the loud and heavy John Deere. First of 2 for Brandon in this class.
You can see the Lemke crew running back to the New Generation Plus as they start to now make plans. Robbie Lepke and crew going to start the cool down process and reset the tractor.
Big run for Brandon Simon right there. They heavied the sled up and still able to throw down a 340 plus.
He is your Grand National points leader for a reason, folks.
343.505. 343.505. Julia Ray out of Blake, Ohio, the nasty John Deere. Julia driving both tractors this weekend here at Rockwell. Mike County made the trip or not. But Julia is going to get to strap it twice.
Thank you to the folks at Scent Pico Lubricants for your partnership in the 2023 season with the NTPA. If you're looking for a lubricant that can stand up to the harshest environments in your heavy-duty applications, Scent Pico Lubricants is your choice.
The Mac Nasty tractor sitting in 10th place. Grand National points coming into tonight.
One more time, get loud, let me hear ya!
352.415. Julia Ray, your new leader. Backing up to the green Ironman sled, we go to Amity, Missouri, where we find the 1066 billet binder of one Jack Mays getting hooked up here. Staying in the same spot on that east side track. Still going to take a run 350 plus to win this pro stock class, even though we reset the sled and made it tougher. Good run for the billet binder, Jack Mays.
For the ladies,
346.41. 346.41 puts him number 2. Back on the pro stock side, Danny Schmucker, Louisville, Ohio, the Rampage John Deere. Next generation driver getting hooked up here. Rampage, the Schmucker family, been synonymous with pro stock back deep into the 1980s. Dad Kevin will be in the second Schmucker family entry later in the class.
4-time Grand National champions. Their latest coming last year. Now, just before the rain came last year on Saturday night, Danny Schmucker laid down a 400-foot monster pass. Absolutely perfect pro stock pass. And then, unfortunately, the skies opened up, but man, it was awesome.
Sled had the brakes on, and the box rolls forward out. I'm not sure what was going on back there, but that's why he did not get anywhere off the line.
Yeah, the box rolling out, box not moving initially, and the kind of sled issue there, and putting the brakes on the sled kind of shows you the force of the sled. It's definitely kind of a battle between the vehicles and the sled. That's what the sport of pulling is. But if the sled needs to win, it definitely can win. And I've seen that a few times over the years of announcing, kind of when the sled wants to put a halt to things, and it does. Even if you got the highest horsepower vehicles out there, it can snuff you out in a hurry.
Looks like we're going back pro stock pulling.
We're going to bring up Franklin, Indiana native Peter Norton and the money on black John Deere. Same starting spot down there on the line for this JD machine. Everybody chasing after the leader, Julia Ray, 352.415. The McNasty John Deere. Green flags are up. Peter Norton ready to turn it loose. Money on black, landed on red.
Yeah, right there for that one. Tough time on the starting line, trying to force that air through the intercooler. And to my best knowledge, maybe Charles could throw in a little on this. I think what's happening there is he's trying to force that cold air through the ice box, basically the intercooler, and that cold air as it's kind of warm out, but not. It's kind of an average temperature that we have right now. But the cold air being forced through the intake, out of the turbocharger, through the intercooler, and into the engine, and it bangs and pops as it forces that air in. It's kind of a sudden change that the engine has to go through as you bring it on up, and just unhappy right there on the starting line.
I think he was kind of perhaps anticipating exactly what you just said, because he took a long time spooling it up.
Yeah, that's one way to combat that, is build some engine temperature, build the heat, and kind of help to kind of offset that sudden change on the air that coming into the intake into the engine. See what he has for us on attempt number 2. Watch for the flame to kind of come out of that stack as he winds into it pretty hard. I'm going to guess here on this second attempt to try to get it cleaned out. Building the heat right here, building the EGT. Is going to build that drive pressure on the turbocharger before he starts to lean into that right hand.
Money on Black not going to be able to go down the track. They'll have to go do some work before they come back for their second hook of the night. Grand National events such as this one, every class gets 2 shots at the track throughout the course of the weekend. So this is the first time Pro Stock has been out here. We'll get another shot tomorrow. Numbers for Peter Norton, money on Black. Waiting on the laser. They got to wait for all that smoke to clear out of the way before they can get the shot off. Laser does not penetrate smoke too well. 135.705 for Peter Norton. 135.705. Brent Meyer up next. Brandon Simon on deck. Kevin Schmucker in the hole. Julia Ray thinking about it. Brent Meyer out of Red Granite, Wisconsin. The injected funds John Deere. Brent knows a thing or two about diesel as well. Lincoln Diesel Specialties, his business. Does a lot of work on injectors and pumps and whatnot. And had a couple of 3.0 trucks that ran around the state of Wisconsin for a number of years, sold those off, and decided to jump up to Pro Stock.
Comes in number 2 in Grand National points. 3 points behind the Loud and Heavy out of the Simon stable. Jack Mays, the Billet Binder, in 3rd. Rob Russell's Workhorse in 4th. And the Mac Daddy out of the Connie stable in 5th.
This class particularly, I don't know why, it's just the particulars of being a single charger and a lot of fuel going into it. You'll see that flash of fire appear on the starting line, and then it goes out. That fire is the diesel being burned in the cylinder. When it gets put out, that's the water injection system kicking in. That water injection system is boost referenced. At a certain point, the turbocharger itself will make enough pressure to open the pressure switch, trigger the Simpson water valve, and start spraying water both in front of the charger, in the crossover pipe, and into the intake manifold as well, cooling down internal temperatures. If that water injection system fails, you've got about 5 seconds until a $100,000 engine needs nothing more than a $100 wheelbarrow. Down there. The lead distance 352.415. We'll see where Brent is going to land. 350.025. Number 2, 350.025. Brandon Simon, Farley, Iowa, the second John Deere, Loud and Heavy X.
There's a Volkswagen Touareg from Floyd County, license plate ADL868. You left your lights on. Volkswagen Touareg, Floyd County, ADL868. You left your lights on.
little spray of the ether in through the portal there on the right side of the hood. That's the other thing about these factory diesel engine compression ratio 17-1, give or take. These high-performance diesel engines, they decompress them. They carve out the fuel bowl on the piston and lower that compression ratio down to 11, some cases a little bit less, 10.5-1. So they don't like to run without heat in them, and it takes a lot of ether to get them started and keep them running when they're still cold. You'll see the ether start videos online, a bunch of comments. Oh, you're ruining that engine. No, it's what it takes to make one of these things start up. Simon, loud heavy X. We'll be in that 340 range. 344.245. 344.245. Number 4. Kevin Schmucker making a decision here on the starting line. He's pushed that sled over into the middle, further left of where everybody's been taking their hole shots from here in pro stock, trying to find some good dirt to get hooked into early.
Julia Ray set that mark early on at 352 and 4 and is still holding on.
Halfway through on the reset here in pro stock. In the chassis, didn't quite get the tires planted in square. We'll wait for the numbers here, coming right up, and then we'll set it down to Phil with Chuck Knapp here in a moment. 348. Oh, excuse me, 338. 338.095. 338.095. Down to you, Phil. Julia Ray, second tractor out of their hauler to go out there in Beloit, Ohio, the Mac Daddy John Deere. She has spotted the sled back into the same spot over here, right of center, off the chalk line, about 6 feet.
Julia Ray leading the class with Mac Nasty, 352 and 4-1. Mark to beat. Brent Meyer injected funds at 350.02. Jack Mays, the billet binder, 346 and 41. Your current top 3.
$33,080, 333.080. Put her in number 7 spot. She still holds the lead with the Mac Nasty. We've got 4 to go in class. Back to the top of the order. Tim K, New Palestine, Indiana, the Red Gambler, IH 1066. Gonna set things up here. Farmers in the New Palestine area there, southeast of Indianapolis. We're ready to go. The Red Gambler, Tim Kane gets the green flags. Kane, the red Gambler, he's going to come up short. Julia Ray's lead safe one more time. She's only got a few left to dodge. 313.635, 313.635 for Tim Kane. Danny Schmucker out there. Louisville, Ohio, the Rampage, John Deere. Back it up to our green Ironman sled, E2. Going to take the same line that Dad did. Move the sled over. Actually, I think he's moved it even a little farther yet. To the left of center. Haven't really seen anybody try that here in the session 3. In fact, I think the last guy to go this far over was Jesse Petro and Kathy's complaint yesterday.
Danny's been made some changes to his clutch setup and has been working through that issue here the last few weeks.
He's ready to go. Let's bring him on. Danny Schmucker, Rampage. Julia is safe from one more. 325.10, 325.10 for Danny Schmucker. Rob Russell approaching the track with the Workhorse. Prescott, Iowa, where he calls home. So the hometown hook for Rob as well. Back over to the right side we go for the Workhorse.
Pulling in his home state, not from Prescott, Iowa, the Workhorse Case IH.
Rob not quite going to get all the way down to the lead. 324.200, 324.2 for the Workhorse. Esden Lemke and the New Generation Plus John Deere is our last competitor here in session number 3 at the Graham Tire North Iowa Nationals. Lemke's been a part of Pro Stock for a long time as well, over 30 years of experience. Their last ag chassis Pro Stock now makes its home about 15 miles east of my home. The Capozzo family, the Cruel Intention Super Farm, is the old New Generation Plus ag chassis Pro. Lemke's themselves now have this component piece very well turned out, very well detailed. And as we said, they're a manufacturer of engines and parts for the sport of tractor pulling. Certainly got machining capabilities that may extend beyond that into other markets as well. That keeps them busy. Sled moved yet again on the starting line. It's even further right now. Esden Lemke, last one with a shot to try and take the class lead away from Julia Ray, 352.415. Find your feet, Rockwell. Clap your hands, scream, bring him on. Last hook of the night. Esden Lemke, New Generation Plus.
chasing 352 and 4. The Magnast Julia Ray sitting in the lead.
Safe. The numbers for Resident Linky 331.590, 331.590.